Kenneth, SBM Boxing. From course, subscribe. Let's speak boxing. What do we want to speak about? We're going to speak about this Saturday night. It's going to be a good televised fight on Boxing Premier Champions. It's going to be held in Tampa Bay, Florida. The showdown against the undefeated kid. You know, a lot of people with sparks flying, a lot of questions, a lot of controversy with this kid. You know, one time Keith Thurman, he's 26 years old. He's 25-0 with 21 KOs. He's going to step into the ring against the veteran Luis Collazo, who's definitely not undefeated. He's 36-6 with 19 KOs, but he has some legitimate victories, legitimate fights underneath his belt. You know, so he definitely has that experience coming into the ring. Now, is this a high-profile fight? Is this a setup fight for the Mayweather sweepstakes that a lot of people are considering? You know, I agree to disagree on this fight. I think it's a good stepping stone for Keith Thurman, but I don't think, you know, he should cash out once Keith Thurman comes out victorious, which he will come out victorious against Luis Collazo in this fight. But I don't think it's a ticket. You know, you don't get the E-pass, or you don't get put in front of the line, the fast pass, and Disney's considered a fast pass, to step up and take on Floyd Mayweather Jr. after this victory. You know, I think it's a good stepping stone. And, you know, a lot of people doubt Keith Thurman's ability, Keith Thurman's power, and they doubt his opponents and he doubt his resume. I think he's the real deal. He's really, really good. He's very, very versatile. He's fast. He's quick. He has that reach. He has the boxing ability. Every single one of his fights, he's getting better and better. You know, he definitely has that power with that knockout ratio. You know, 25 wins, 21 KOs. He is knocking people out, so he definitely has that that power. But he has shown that he's versatile. He's shown that he's a little you know, he's savvy when it comes to boxing. He's patient when it comes to boxing, and he's willing to work the jab and go to the late rounds. But as far as Luis Collazo, you know, like I said, you know, he has a good resume. He's a solid opponent. His last victory, you know, I think he put on, way back when, he put on a great performance against Andre Berto. I know that was a debatable fight. That's when Andre Berto, too, was undefeated. But they gave it to Andre Berto. His last major fight that I would say that he was very impressive when he knocked out Victor Ortiz. Knocked out Victor Ortiz. He started calling out Floyd Mayweather Jr. After that, he stepped into the ring, got a shot against Amir Khan, or at least Amir Khan got a shot against Collazo. And the performance fell short for Collazo. You know, it was a lopsided performance. But he was able to bounce back from that. You know, his last fight, he beat some guy named Christopher Delgado or something like that. I forgot. Well, I don't even know what this guy's name is. via TKO. But am I impressed with that victory? I think it was a good setup fight. It was a good warm-up fight. You know, the kid Christopher came in. He was 12-4. You know, so it was a no-name fighter and stuff like that. But you know, a lot of people, a lot of critics, a lot of people, boxing analysts are saying, hey, after this fight, he should cash out in the Mayweather sweepstakes, and they do consider this fight as a high-profile fight, which I completely, strongly disagree. A high-profile fight, high-profile fighters for me are fighters such as Manny Pacquiao. That's a whole high-profile fighter. I put Mayweather above Manny Pacquiao, but the cash cows itself is everyone. The cash cows itself below Floyd Mayweather Jr. You have Manny Pacquiao. Everyone from 140 to 160 wants to cash out and fight Floyd Mayweather Jr. But at the end of the day, you got to fight these high-profile fights. You know, and Keith Thurman, I'm sorry, man, you're about. You know, I hear a lot of people commenting and quoting on the channel and stuff like that, and they feel like Floyd Mayweather Jr. needs to fight Keith Thurman to prove himself. Look, at the end of the day, Mayweather, you know, I do agree that he needs to fight. At the end of the day, he doesn't have to prove anything to anybody, but I think he's done his justice. It'll be good for him to come out with 2 more fights before he hangs up the gloves. But, you know, Keith Thurman right now is not one of them, you know. Keith Thurman has not fought Manny Pacquiao. Keith Thurman has not fought high-profile fights. And high-profile fights is not Luis Collazo. That's not considered a high-profile fight for me. You know, he needs to fight a Manny Pacquiao. Yes, he needs to fight Amir Khan. He needs to fight a Kell Brook. He needs to fight even a Sean Porter who beat Adrian Broner. You know, that's a more legitimate opponent than Luis Collazo. You know, he needs to fight against Timothy Bradley or Marcus Maidana. You know, Marcus Maidana did lose to Mayweather twice, but Marcus Maidana is a badass motherfucker. You know, even, well, then again, he hasn't fought in a while, but still, it's marketable. You know, Juan Marquez, that'll be a good fight. You know, I'm not going to consider a Robert the Ghost Guerrero a high profile fighter. I'm not going to consider that whatsoever, and I know that's what they're trying to twist it and make it. Yeah, Robert Guerrero, when he was undefeated, and I mean not undefeated, but when he came out victorious against Andre Berto, when he came out victorious against Chris Adine, yes, at the time, that was a high-profile fight. Right now, Robert Ghost Guerrero is not a high-profile fighter whatsoever. You know, even Andre Berto, I wouldn't consider him a high-profile fighter right now. Both of those fighters still need to step up. So if Keith Thurman does step into the ring against a Khan, a Pacquiao, a Brook, a Porter, a Bradley, a Madonna, yes, you have my support for taking on Floyd Mayweather Jr. But as of right now, Collazo, no, it's not going to happen. But anyways, guys, how do I see this fight taking place? How do I see this fight going down? I think Collazo's always been a strong opponent. Collazo's always had the boxing ability. He always showed heart. He definitely has the chin. He has the endurance. He can definitely go the distance. But I think psychologically he's broke. You know, he's broke. You know, he's like a broken dish trying to put it back together. It doesn't work. You know, if it's chipped, yeah, that's okay. But he's far from chipped. I think Collazo, he has a lot to prove. If Collazo goes ahead and loses his fight, he'll never step into the ring as of right now, unless he comes out with some big ass victories against a high profile fighter. So he has a lot to do. He has a lot on the line. But I think psychologically he's lost goods. You know, I think Keith Thurman's excited about this fight. I think Keith Thurman I don't think he's overlooking this fight, but he's preparing for this fight, thinking as if he's going to go ahead, if he dominates and he puts on a great performance, depending on his performance, because Amir Khan looked really, really good against Luis Collazo. He didn't knock him out, but he put on a fucking clinic. So this fight is going to be compared against Amir Khan's fight. Hopefully, this might set up Amir Khan versus Keith Thurman if Amir Khan doesn't take on Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Manny Pacquiao. But anyways, I don't see this fight going the distance. I think one time Keith Thurman's going to knock out Collazo within 10. He has to. He definitely has to. He can't win united decision. Why? Because that's not an impressive victory. You know, in order for him to spark, he's going to have to knock him out. He's definitely going to have to knock him out, and that's how my prediction is going to go. I think Keith Thurman's going to bang it out. I think the first 2 rounds, it's just going to be more of a chess match. He's going to box, whatever, but after that, he's going to go at him. Keith Thurman just needs to press. There's no need to sit there and box Collazo. Keith Thurman just needs to go, just go his thing and just bang out. Knock him out and put on an impressive victory. As far as Collazo, what's his game plan? Collazo's definitely not going to go in for the knockout or whatever. He's going to go to distance. He's going to try to win on the scorecards. I don't see Collazo coming in being aggressive whatsoever. He thinks he has the boxing ability to outbox Keith Thurman. So he's definitely going to go take it to the scorecards. But anyways, guys, this is Kenneth, SBM Boxing. Fight prediction, Keith Thurman knocking him out within, I don't even know, I'll say within 7, because he definitely has to put on that great victory, that great wow performance. And a unanimous decision is not going to cut it. Anyways, guys, this is Kenneth, SBM Boxing. For everyone, subscribe. Have a good one.